Hello and welcome to No There's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 79. The date today is the 12th of April 2015. So back to normality. Last week we had the Cows Crazy Fun Time Happy Hour. I can't remember what it was called, but it certainly was a fun, happy, crazy Cows Hour. So it's now back to normal times with me and Simple Joe.
Oh, is that my name now?
Well, I meant in a nice way.
That didn't sound nice.
I didn't mean...
It's like, oh, there's Simple Joe of the village.
Oh, there he goes, old Simple Joe.
Don't mind him.
Oh, I meant it in a nice way.
Oh,
as in not stupid or dumb or just a moron. I didn't mean that, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Meant it more as in you like what you like, and that's the end of that.
You know, it's not really sounding that much better, but okay.
You're very stubborn, and that's that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Stubborn, Simple Joe.
Right, yeah.
See, this is just me being excited that we're back. The team's back.
Yeah.
So I've got to start it on a very insulting, demeaning note.
Well, of course. If it went any other way, I would probably leave, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. With your simple ways. And that's it. That's it for that joke.
Alright, that's dead now. Okay.
Yeah, it's dead. But yeah, I would again like to thank Cows for taking over the podcast last week. I like how structured it was. You got a little bit of news, you got some hilarious cow comedy, then you get a bit more news, then there was a little game in the middle, and then more Cows comedy. I actually kind of liked it.
Do you think he should just take over and we go?
Probably, although I don't know how many Cows jokes he has locked and loaded. He seemed to use quite a lot of them. Seemed to be really scraping the barrel towards the end there. I mean, I was still laughing my arse off, don't get me wrong. But how can you maintain that level of quality when it comes to comedy like that? I just don't think it can be done.
Well, listen, I want an early retirement, okay? So if we could just give him the podcast and I get the hell out of here, I'd be quite happy.
An early retirement?
Yes, please.
Retirement?
Very early, yes.
That is very early.
Yeah.
Even old Roger Moore's still getting it done, and you're like, I want to retire.
Well, he when you say getting it done, done for Roger Moore is standing up, basically.
He gets out of bed. He's doing well.
And that's posing just a little bit too much for me as well, so I'm done.
Oh, well, don't say... You're like 22 and it's like, I can't get out in the bed anymore. My alarm goes off and I just think, ugh. Not again.
Sleeping is just good, so yeah, I'm done. Retirement, please.
Listen, don't tell me Simple Joe is depressed. I don't want to hear that.
I'm not depressed, I'm lazy.
Ah, right.
Big difference.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Okay, good.
That's fine.
Good.
There was actually, when I was in Amsterdam, because that's where I went on holiday, there was actually a picture of Roger Moore in one of the cafes we went in.
Was he there?
He wasn't... I don't know.
Or had he been there then?
Well, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, hey, he must have come to this place when he was here. But it was like... It was printed out. Like, it was clearly like somebody just printing it out. And there was like... I don't know if there was a signature on it or not. It was weird because it wasn't like a proper picture. It was just like someone could have just Googled, imaged it, and printed it out. And it was clearly printed because it was like cut off at the corner where it was just white. You know, like printers do. So I was like, I think he was here. I can't think of any explanation to why you would have a picture of Roger Moore otherwise. Because there was no other celebrities. It was just this one picture of Roger Moore on the wall. And I was like, okay.
Oh, I was expecting others.
Yeah, that's what you'd think. If there was like 4 of them, you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. He's just part of that pack. But it's just like, nope. Just Roger Moore.
What was this place again?
It was just like a
restaurant.
Yeah, like, but a small one.
Okay.
It was kind of close to the city centre, but not really. But
you found out I have a restaurant in Amsterdam. Okay, it's my little side business. YouTube money is just not good enough for me, so I need a little side business.
A little side one.
Just something on the side.
It's like, you know what? That bare wall. I know what would really spice that up, and that's a bit more.
Yeah. How big was this picture?
Not that big, just an A4 sheet.
Yeah, I need to make it bigger.
A display.
Mural.
A collage.
Something like that, yeah.
Like you make Roger Moore's face using smaller versions of Roger Moore's face.
Yeah. There's websites that do that for you. So I'll get that sorted next time you visit.
Did you? Oh yeah, I'll look out for it. Did you see that Simpsons poster back in the day?
With all the characters?
No, there was... I'm trying to think. It might not have even been The Simpsons, but there was a poster that I had and a lot of people had where it was tiny little pictures that made up the whole big one. I think it was like Homer's head, all made up with smaller pictures of Homer from The Simpsons.
No, I didn't have that one.
Oh, man.
I had the... You know the one I'm talking about, the one with a massive cast picture?
Yeah, I know that one. You can still get that one to this day.
Yeah.
Like I was in HMV and I saw it.
Yeah, very old.
But no, what was that picture? Because I had it. Because I didn't have many posters, but I think I got this one. And it was cool. And I would just look at it. Because you could see all the individual ones. I was a weird kid.
No.
Those were weird times.
No.
No, stop it.
Don't
Come
say
on.
that. Come on.
Get out of here.
I don't know what you're talking about, sorry.
Okay, well that's good news.
Can't help
But how are you anyway? It's been like... So we had the Cows Fun Time Hour, and then before that it was just me and Cows, because you were like... So then that was the last time before then. So it's been since March, if you can even believe it.
It's March?
It's been March, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And even in the one before that I was a bit late.
You didn't even bother to show up on time.
No.
I mean, you're looking, you're saying retirement, I'm thinking firing.
Oh.
I'm thinking I show you the door.
Actually, that could work. If I'm fired, do I still get some sort of pay benefit? Instead of leaving, I must get some sort of, what's it called? Severance.
Redundancy?
Or redundancy, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be making you redundant, I would be firing you due to being late and slacking off, so you wouldn't get any money.
None at all.
Yeah, you only get money and severance if you're let go for any other reason apart from your performance.
I'll just say you're firing me because you're jealous, and we'll take this to court.
Who are you talking to in this scenario?
You?
Me?
Yes.
So I fire you, and then you say you're jealous, and then I'll say here's some money.
What the judge will say? Give him some money.
Also, a judge. We're going to court.
We're going to court over this if I don't get money.
Listen, you can have 50p. Alright, that's all I got. You're bleeding me dry with that.
50p's... I could live with 50p.
Oh no, I got some 5p's here.
No, I'm not having the 5p's. Get your small change away from me.
Why not? Come on.
No. I've got enough of those from the Tesco self-service machines. Thank you very much.
Oh, whatever. I like 5p's, but I'm going to be all judgmental about it.
What was the original question? How am I? That was it.
Who are you? How are you?
Do you mean emotionally or YouTube wise or what now?
Oh, whatever. We already established you're depressed, so we can move on.
I'm lazy, I'm depressed, I'm greedy. All these things. Overall, I would say I'm good. But no, let's move that up. What's above good but below great?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. Pretty good with that nod. You know when you do the nod? Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm nodding right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, because last week you did a stream, and I'm sad I missed it, because you actually streamed a Nintendo game.
I did.
And that's my jam right there.
That's your jam?
That is my jam, and I missed it.
Well, I only streamed it because you started the Let's Play of it, you see.
I know, right? First Red Dead, now this.
I beg your pardon?
When I was LPing Red Dead, you were like, whoa, I'm going to stream Red Dead.
Really? Oh, it was a bloody long Let's Play. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah.
I was like,
when I LP a game for over a year, you're like, hey, yeah, I should stream it. Coincidence? Yeah. I think not.
No, so I did live stream that. Made me sad because I'm really bad at it.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I don't know how. Obviously, you haven't released the episodes yet, but you're probably good. Probably quite good at the game, and
you can hold on to that belief for a couple more days.
Okay.
then I have some reason. I don't know why. You may take that back.
All right, but yeah, I thought I was good up to a point, but no, I'm not. So
Wait, hold on. So which ones did you play? You played the first one. Did you play the second game?
played a little bit of the second, but by that time I was out of it. I was drunk.
You were out. You were drunk.
No. I was just the stream was winding down by that point, so I wasn't really paying attention.
All right.
3 was where it was at.
3 is where it's at. How far did you get?
So I got up to the. Did I cheat to that part? I know at one point I just used the flute, the whistle.
Oh.
But I said I wouldn't until I actually got stuck, and I did get stuck. So I think it was Joe, the level where it goes into the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a bit where you're still on the ground bit, somewhere during that. So not very far at all.
Oh, okay. Because that kind of syncs up to where I'm at.
Yeah. I saw that when I watched a few episodes afterwards. Yeah, you started to have a bit of trouble around there.
Yeah, I actually did. That was that was World 5, I think, and that was the first one I had to split up into 2 parts, and it was very embarrassing.
Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure I cheated before then because I didn't do. Is World 4 Big World?
Yeah, that's Big World.
Yeah, I definitely cheated before that then.
Oh,
I think I didn't do Big World.
Come on, Joe.
I told you. I'm not great.
Wait, so did you play those games as a kid?
I did.
Because that's something that I think you've mentioned it before, but I played all those Mario games as a kid and loved them and still play them to this day. You played them as a kid, but once the PS2 came around, that was your jam.
Yeah.
The jam changed.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mario and I play the games. I'm not as much. You see these really big Nintendo fans, and I just can't relate to them.
Well, I think there's not that many nowadays.
Or
there's people who
they
like
know their
them,
stuff
but
anyway.
Yeah, I think it's. I think YouTube makes it feel like there's a ton of Nintendo fans who are die-hard fans who love them, but really, in gaming in general, no. Nintendo fans are a very small portion of it, and you can just look at the figures and all the sales, then you can see that that's true. But for the most part, it's actually quite small, I would say.
It's also got something to do with how when you're young and you play these games, you're in your own bubble of, I did this world and I'm doing so great. But then, as soon as you see YouTube videos now, you hear all these stories and you see the things people make because they're obsessed with it, or they just want to make some cool Mario something.
Minecraft mod.
Yeah, something like that, and then you just think, I'm really not as big of a fan as I thought I was. I really don't know that much about it, really.
Yeah.
The bubble pops, and you're faced with the mega nerds.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Like, with Super Mario 64, you could not release that game nowadays. Like, you just couldn't do it. Because when I played it, it was like, right, me against Mario 64. And that's not actually an easy game. I stand by that. It's actually can be difficult in places and can be quite hard to just figure out what to do. But because I was young and I was like, right, I'm getting this done, I managed to beat it. But now you would just see it all. So half of the fun of Mario 64, which is figuring out what to do, you wouldn't have that at all, because you would just see it and be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I suppose the closest you'd have is, did you ever read, what was it, Nintendo Power or whatever? If that was still going at that point.
No, I read the Nintendo official magazine.
Oh, was it that by then? Okay.
No, it was always that.
I thought it was Nintendo Power, but that might have been way back in the early 90s.
Well, yeah, the magazine I read was the official Nintendo magazine, or the UK one. So the one I read was specifically for the UK, not worldwide. So I think Nintendo Power was actually just America and wasn't over here.
Right.
I may be wrong, but I know that it was specific to the UK, the Nintendo official magazine.
Well, yeah. Did they have any guides and stuff? Probably.
Yeah, but it was just like tidbits. And then as a kid, you would kind of read these magazines, and then there'd be certain ones that everyone knows. Like, if you get 120 stars in Super Mario 64, Yoshi's on the roof. And as a kid, you're like, yeah, I know. Don't have to tell me twice.
What about Luigi and the fountain?
I don't buy the Luigi in the fountain.
It's
No.
there, man.
It's not there.
That's not.
What was it meant to say? Like Paper Luigi in 2000 or some nonsense? And then it's like, hey, Paper Mario came out.
Illuminati,
That's just nonsense.
What were we talking about?
You did a stream.
Yeah,
We're all
Mario.
very proud.
Popping bubbles. Yep. Yeah. So that's how it thinks back. Is that I know that I'm not a big Nintendo fan, but I still thought I had something left of knowing a little bit about Mario game that I played as a kid, and no, I don't. It's all kind of evaporated over the years. And
Oh.
I mean, I still enjoy the games. Don't get me wrong, but I can't say I'm very good.
Wait, so what were you playing it on?
Super Nintendo.
Oh, an actual SNES?
It's right over there. Yeah. All Stars.
Huh. See, I've never played a SNES.
Really?
Yeah, never touched one, never played it. Well, I've played the games on different systems, and I saw a SNES once. I was like, that's a SNES.
I see it.
And
No touch
that is a SNES. Yeah, I couldn't touch it, of course, but I've never played it at all.
Well, see, my poor old Super Nintendo over there, I really, what I need to do is open it up, but I'm too scared to.
Oh, don't do that.
Because I think many years ago, me or maybe a friend when they came over or someone else spilt a bit of Coke or fizzy drink. I think it's Coke though because it's brown. And now the reset button is very sticky.
Oh.
And so it doesn't, you know, it like clicks. It's supposed to click in and out. But it doesn't do that. It kind of push it in, it slides back up. So it's still going, but it needs a little bit of TLC.
Well, it's the reset button, so I'd say just move on.
But then the part of me's like, make it clean.
No.
Must be nice.
No.
No, I don't think I will.
Obsess about a console you never play.
Well, yeah, apart from, once or twice. I think that's the only game No, I do have other games for it as well.
Nice.
From years and years ago.
Bit of Donkey Kong?
No, that's why I got that on the Wii, because I didn't have it on that.
Oh, you actually got it on the Wii?
I got it on Virtual Console, yeah.
Huh.
Donkey
That's
Kong Country we're
interesting.
talking about.
Yeah.
Why is it not on there anymore?
No, okay, it's not on the Wii one anymore, but it is on the Wii U one.
No, that's fine then.
They took them all down on the Wii, and then they said we're now putting them up on the Wii U one. For some reason.
Because Nintendo.
Because Nintendo.
Yeah.
They do what Sega don't. That's not the saying, but that's okay.
I suppose what this kind of stems to, this whole not being good at Mario thing, is that there's a bigger issue here, and it's that the internet really just makes you feel bad at everything, because it's not depressing. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Depressed Simple Joe.
And that's there's always someone better than you at something that you know that everyone knows that.
I mean,
There's always someone richer.
That.
There's always someone poorer.
No.
But the internet really brings that to the forefront, but especially by doing Let's Plays as well. I don't know about you, but doing Let's Plays makes me realise that I'm not good at games. I'm not good at games.
Yeah, I actually, it's funny you bring that up, because I actually talked about that briefly in one of the upcoming parts of Mario Bros. 3, where I'm like, hey, I don't think I'm that bad. Because I die a few times. I'm like, I don't think I'm that bad. I think I'm okay. I'm not the best, but I think I'm okay. And I still stand by that. I still think I'm not that bad. It's just, it's interesting because people judge people about their playing skill in a situation where they're actually being hindered because you're talking. Yeah, you're talking. You're thinking of, you're keeping an eye on the recording, stuff like that.
That's true, actually.
So you are hindered, and then that's how people kind of judge you on that playing style. Everyone knows about the Alpine curse, but people will still criticize even though that exists and is a very, very real thing. That's not to say if you took it away, we would all be amazing, but it's still weird that that's the way that people are like, oh, you suck. And it's like, well, when I'm not recording, you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's not just that you're talking, because even though that is difficult, you just talk. But the thing that's difficult is being entertaining.
Yes.
That's the tricky thing. So I've never really thought about it like that. But yeah, I suppose I could stream in silence and pay attention to the game and maybe be decent at it. But that's not the point. So yeah, maybe I'm not that bad, but I don't know. But like you say, when people are like, hey, you did this wrong. Shut up, you.
Quiet you.
Quiet you.
I think most people understand.
Yeah.
I would love to say, oh, the internet, they're always criticizing, but I think most people understand what YouTube is, and that it's people just enjoying themselves playing games.
And the thing is that I think a lot of people, they don't, not to say they enjoy mistakes, but they don't. A lot of people don't really care if they watch it because it's not as prevalent. But for people that are subscribed to people because they like them and not the game, then they won't care if they play it well or not, as long as they're being funny or making jokes or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, that's something I mentioned in this very same part as well, where basically, before I watched LPs and before I got into YouTube and just watching it, not even doing stuff on YouTube, just enjoying what people did, I definitely had that impression that it was a bunch of people who were super into the games they were playing and were just nerds.
Nerds!
Nerd! Not to be mean, of course. But I just felt it was that sort of crowd.
Sorry, can we just I need to apologise. They're not nerds. They're nerdlingers.
They're nerdlingers.
Nerdlingers. Please go on.
Of course. Yeah, it was just people who... Because the difference I see it between a geek and a nerd is that a geek is someone who just likes geeky stuff. They just like stuff that is geeky. Whatever. There's nothing more to it than that. But a nerd is someone who's all in, who's like obsessive about what they like. So a geek is just what your tastes are. A nerd is how you enjoy what you like. So you can be a nerd about something that isn't geeky.
Yeah.
And for some people that might be the other way round. That's just how I felt it is. So a nerd can be a very negative thing to say, but a geek isn't. A geek is just like, oh, that's just what you like. But a nerd is an obsessive and is more in that direction. So I always thought that YouTube was just nerds and just people who were just obsessed, and they would upload like, I don't know, StarCraft 2, something like that. Like, here's my perfect run of this. Here's me being amazing at that, and just people just like just not normal people.
Oh,
I'm trying to be nice, but this was my perception, not actually what it was.
Okay.
So that's the general feel I had, because as a kid going through school and going to public school, you see the nerds, right? And you don't want to be a nerd. Not that I hated nerds, but I didn't want to, I would see kids who would like obsess with Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, I don't want to. No, good on them for doing what they want to do, but that's not me. I don't want to be
simple
that.
Nerds. I know what you thought, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, that's cool. I didn't go up to be like, hey, I couldn't. I wasn't physically big enough, or I was a coward, so I didn't, and I wouldn't. But that's what my general like association with nerds kind of was, because this was pre-internet as well. So to me, nerdy stuff was just them. But then the internet came along, and you kind of realized that when I started watching YouTube, that there was just a lot of people just having fun, just like enjoying themselves, posting these kind of videos of them just having a laugh. And yeah, they were definitely geeks and some of them were nerds, but it was all just like, it was actually just entertaining to kind of watch. And since I started watching, and you too, I'm assuming, it's got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it's more accepted. But back then, in like 2011, LPing was a thing, but it was still just kind of people enjoying themselves. So I'm glad I took that like step to actually checking out Let's Playing to kind of see what it actually was and what it could be for certain people, because everyone has their own style. But back then it was very much like a world I just didn't want to enter. That just seemed too creepy in a way, I guess.
Well, let's playing.
Yeah.
So what made you then?
I think it was I was bored a lot. The reason why I started doing YouTube was because I was just bored. I was still in sixth form and I just had a lot of spare time. And, I don't have to go into all of it, but a lot of people I knew had started working and I was still at sixth form and it was like, I just had a lot of spare time. I actually had a good internet connection at that point. So I was like, hey, I'll check it out. And then I think I heard about Sonic 06 and I was like, what the hell is this game? Like, I never really heard of it, but I read up about it and it's meant to be just awful. Like, just flat out terrible. And I was like, there's no way. I know some people don't like the 3D Sonic games, but there's no way that this game exists where it just wasn't finished and was just as big of a mess. And then I just decided to watch it online, and then that was kind of it. Like, I watched some videos on it and watched people talking about it. I was like, hey, this is cool. I can get into this.
Yeah.
Then I just kind of went from there.
Okay. I wish I could remember, but I mean, I kind of do, but I wish I could, like, be like, yeah, these are cool. It's almost like when you, I don't know, when you find a band you like or whatever. One of those moments, like, yeah, I'm into this. This is my jam.
That could be your jam.
Yeah, and I really, memory's not great.
Oh.
Memory's always a bit fuzzy. I know what Let's Play was and things like that, but I wish it could be like, I guess there wasn't really a particular moment. It was just when I realised I'd watched all 30 odd parts one after the other, and you think, wow, I just watched all of that. And I don't know about you, but every now and then there's a comment that pops up where it's like, just watch the whole thing in one go. It's like, yes, I know why you did that, and it makes sense. It's nice feeling.
Yeah, that was kind of like the start of the Netflix TV thing. Where nowadays, like Netflix and whatever would really, they're releasing a whole TV show. Like this week, they released a whole Daredevil show, start to beginning, like 20 episodes or whatever. It might not be that many, and it was like, boom, people watch it back to back. But before TV came along with Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, those sort of shows, you already kind of had that. And it didn't like open a gateway to it. It just it was the first instance where people were like, oh, I can get entertainment online and I can just keep watching it. And there was people uploading like hours and hours of footage, and if you find it entertaining, it was the first instance of people just all day, just like spend a day and it's just like, just have it running. Like I remember being younger and be like, hey, I'm on part 46 of an LP and it's like 2 a.m. It's like, I'll keep going a bit more. Like just literally watching it until I just fell asleep. And it was like, that was the first instance of it. Because now TV has kind of taken over that. But LPing, I think, was the start of it.
Yeah, it definitely sort of helped the transition. Like you say, it wasn't a massive floodgate, but it certainly helped people into that mindset of binge it all.
Because that's it. When you're actually playing a game, I couldn't do it. I don't play games late at night. I just can't do it. Past 12 o'clock, I won't touch a video game. Not out of a strict sort of thing. It's just how I've always been. Like, if I'm really into a game, I'll be playing it all day. Then it'll be like 10 o'clock. I'll be like, okay. And then I'll turn it off and just play it the next day. Even with stuff like, I'm trying to think of the last game I binged. I don't think I've binged a game in a while. But whenever I do binge, it's during the day. Which is why now that I have a steady, like, 9 to 5 kind of thing, I don't play games as often because I don't play games late at night. Mm-hmm. So it's now resulted in I only have a little time after work, and if I don't play them straight away, then I won't play them. Whatever, that whole thing. But yeah, so like when you're watching something, all you need to do is have it on and have it there. You're not actually playing it, you're not actually interacting, you're just it's just there. And it's kind of scary how easy, like how happy people are to have that be there, to turn it on and just all day, just in your face. I mean, Joe, I'm just worried about the kids here. That's.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Nobody's thinking of the children, and that just won't do.
Do you mean their eyes being glued to screens, or what?
Well, not literally, but sure.
Oh, that would be terrible.
That would be just awful.
That'd be horrific.
Oh, that just won't do.
No. But I think it's something that has always been there though, because I know this certainly is the case for me, but I didn't mind when I had a friend over and it was there go playing the game. I didn't mind watching. I was happy to watch them play the game when they're sitting right next to me. So it's just one step away from that, doing it through a video.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it maybe just tapped into a little goldmine that every gamer has in the back of their head.
Yeah, so, yeah, I always had that as well. I mean, like, my brother would always come up and watch. I would not be happy about it. Because I would be, like, in my room, alone, dark. Like, I would turn off the light, playing Super Mario Sunshine, like, eh. Then he would come in, like, can I watch? I'm like, no, you can't watch. This is important stuff. I would get into, like, arguments and whatever. But, yeah, like, and then, even when I got a bit older, like, as a teenager just going to a mate's house, the amount of hours I spent watching my mate play Oblivion is absurd. Just absurd. Because we would just be lying there or just sitting there and he would just play it. And it would just be mostly him playing it. And sometimes I would get a go, but I was just happy to watch him play it. And it's absurd because it's like, he would just play the same, he would just make a new character. Like he would just one day be like, new character. And then just play the whole beginning bit of the game and some of it. And then like later on be like, new character. Play the exact same part, but he's now using the purple spell rather than the green spell.
Yeah.
And I never really got bored of it.
Huh.
And that really does show about how people can just, if it's there, they can just have something in front of them like that and just be content. Just be happy with that.
And it also means you don't get that dreaded second player controller.
Oh, the grease.
You know the one.
I know. Yeah, I think it's behind the sofa covered. There may be a spider on it.
That button doesn't work. That one's sticky. That's a bit. There's a hair there. And it's always the knockoff version as well.
Yeah. The third party. Just like you kind of have to wiggle the lead. Sometimes it kind of doesn't work. The R2 always gets stuck, but it's only a shooting game, so that won't matter.
Sure. I'll watch.
You go ahead. It's completely fine.
Yeah.
Ugh. But no, I don't. Going back to the children, as I always do.
Oh yeah, it's very important.
I don't think it may be a problem with people like having that, like kids having that instant thing all day, where people like. I think the argument against it would be, how can a kid concentrate and just enjoy themselves if they always have something like that? Because when you take it away, then they're going to be like, oh. But I don't know. I had that when I was younger as well, though. Like my mum and well, not my dad, but my mum would always say that, like, you can't sit around playing games all day. So I felt like even when we were younger, just playing games and just turning on like a NES or whatever and N64 and just playing it, we got the same thing said to us.
Wait, so what are they saying now?
Well, I think what they're saying is like, it's not good for a kid to be like watching stuff all day or whatever.
Right.
But then when we were younger, I felt like it was a case of, it's not good for a kid to be playing games all day. So I think that we've had like a generation of people just staring at screens, and we're that generation. We grew up staring at screens. And I think we're okay.
I tell you what's ruined my eyesight. Bloody this.
Okay.
No, because
Cool.
my eyesight has got. I've noticed it getting worse, and it's only since I started this job, this industrial placement at uni. Because it's literally 8 hours in front of a screen, and I come back, and what do? Well, I make YouTube videos, so it's another 6 hours in front of the screen. And at least when I had my crappy retail job, I was, running a till, or doing, stacking shelves or whatever. Screens have ruined me, Tom. They've ruined me.
Are they actually, though?
I think it is, unless it's just your eyes get worse anyway.
Yeah, I think you're just, you're heading towards retirement, as we've already said.
Cataracts.
The old eyes go. It's fine.
Yeah, I need that laser zap.
Yeah, it's kind of beautiful in a way, where we're the generation where we're staring at screens, our eyes are going to go earlier, probably. We're all going to get fat and gross. But you know what? Medical science.
They'll save us.
It's kind of caught up. That's pretty lucky that it's caught up when it did.
Yeah. Yeah. But going back to the children, of course.
The children.
The children.
The children.
The only thing I
Blessed.
worry about with the watching thing is and how it's separate from what we did. A lot of the times you play a game with a friend, and you don't get that with watching. So that's it. It's probably blown way out of proportion about, it's making kids antisocial because they're just in front of their screens, and it's probably not that bad. But there is something to it where, they're not. Some kids might not be talking to as many of their friends because they'll be playing Minecraft all the time or watching PewDiePie or something.
Ugh.
You know what I mean?
Evil, the devil.
Uh,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think with video games, like everything else, when it comes to the children.
Can we have a section of the podcast which is for the children?
For the children, with Joe and Tom.
And it's like a little sort of harp theme tune or something.
Just, ding. Hello. Welcome back to another edition of For the Children.
And we always
with Tom and Joe.
talk like this. For the children.
Keeping it soft for the children.
Oh!
That's not what I meant.
No, go back. Let's go back to the other. Yeah, as you were saying.
Oh, right. Oh, God. What was I saying? Yes, I like everything else, I think video games can definitely have a negative effect on kids. For certain kids. Like, there are some kids who may not be socially there, in terms of, growing up or whatever. So probably do need to have that taken away so they can take that step to help them develop. But then the majority of kids are fine.
Yes, yes, the majority are.
So I think it comes down to the parents.
You know what else it comes down to? It comes down to the whole autism card, I think, is being played a lot more now.
Yeah, I think everyone has autism.
It's like, we have some form of autism. Yep.
ADD.
And that wasn't as big back when we were younger, science-wise. So it's, that's clear signs of autism there. It's like, well, maybe we would have had autism if we would, it's silly, but I think it does get used a lot.
Yeah, I think that does. But I think it's just a simple case of a parent should know their kid well enough to know how much they should be playing games. To know that if some kids, a couple of hours is fine. Some kids can play for hours and hours and actually turn out fine. Some kids, it could be very dangerous. I mean, just like even for adults, like drinking, let's say. Some people can have will have a couple of drinks and be fine. Some people can even, have a binge drinking session and be fine. But some people who get overly violent, overly aggressive, who just make really bad choices, shouldn't really drink at all. But it's up to that adult to make that decision of how much am I going to drink and how much is actually healthy for me to drink and how much can I actually deal with it. But then, of course, a kid can't make that choice, so it's up for the parent to say, okay, how much can they actually handle?
You're drinking right now, aren't you?
You're drinking
wine, aren't you?
I make my own choices.
You're
just a banana man in the street.
I knew it.
I do have some wine nearby, but I'm not drinking it.
Oh.
It's Sunday.
What do you mean it's Sunday? That's wine day. It's Jesus.
You know what? You're making a lot of good points.
Yeah, you go to church, you have your wine, you have your bread.
Hey, let's start this party!
Glug, glug, glug.
No, I can't. Wine from the bottle. Come on, have some.
Oh. Chug. Okay, fine.
I'm not. Oh no. I'm not chugging this Tesco wine. Let it go to waste.
Which wine?
Hold on. Ugh. This is pretty bad that I have it by my desk. I think that's the bad part. If it's in my cupboard and it's like, I've got to go downstairs, that's fine. But it's just like at hand. Didn't even have to get up. Louis did. What? Is that French? I don't speak French. Is it? Yeah, product of France. There we go. That's all you need to know.
Is it a lovely wine from Burgundy by any chance?
Burgundy. I'm not seeing Burgundy.
No.
Produced and bottled by GF.
Why
am I reading wine?
You don't know your wine, it's clear.
I don't. I just walk in and say, hey, that's £2 off.
All right, yeah.
And I don't need a corkscrew to open it. Let's take it home. Let's get some stuff done.
Yeah, or not.
It's been a long week. I had to work 2 days this week. It was rough.
Oh. Oh, no.
I know, right?
Oh, you drink that wine.
I will. It's rough. It's been a rough one.
Anyway.
So, changing topics.
Yep.
So, like, I'm trying to prepare myself for the Avengers 2, right? So, the Avengers 2 is coming out, and I am going to go see it so I can moan about it on this podcast. But I want to be like an open-minded kind of guy about it. I can't just have it be any old rants. Gotta make sure I'm concise, know what I'm talking about. So then I was like, I should rewatch the first film. And
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix?
It was on Netflix. Is it still on there?
I don't think it is.
They're taking it off. They do that too often.
There's like 4-1, an Iron Man 2, an Iron Man 3.
It definitely was on there, yeah.
But it's not on Netflix. So now it's like, okay, it's not on Netflix. How do I actually see this film? I was like confused, just roaming the streets.
I finally did that Ola thing.
Ola?
With the proxy, so I can access US.
Oh, right.
Finally. So I'd maybe try that. It's very easy.
So I was thinking maybe just buying the film, but
No.
you're saying...
It's not illegal.
Is it not?
No.
Oh yeah, didn't Netflix come out and say, yeah, we know people do it and we're not going to stop it?
It's like they can't let you do it, but not going to stop you.
Right.
And by let, I mean allow you. Yeah. So let's try that. Maybe it's on the US one still.
Yeah, maybe. Because I was like, okay...
I can check right now for you. How about that?
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I was thinking, my next thing, when it's like, okay, I can't watch a film on Netflix, how do I see this film, is to go to Amazon Instant Video, because you can just rent them.
Yep.
Which I really kind of like, actually. Like, I always just rent them. You can rent them in standard def for not that much at all, and you get them for a month afterwards.
Oh, so it's a bit like Sky Movies sort of deal.
Yeah, but it's because it's online, it's very quick. It's done for Amazon, so you just hit boom, I want to buy it, confirm, done. You're watching it. Beautiful. But it's not on there to rent. And I was like, oh no. I don't think I'm going to be able to see this film.
It's not on US Netflix, I'm afraid. You've got the cartoons, though, which do look probably better.
Probably better.
Yeah.
Less pointless.
So, no, sorry, you're stuck. Oh, they have the
Damn
Toxic
it.
Avenger. Anyway, yeah.
Because then my next choice was to just buy it through Amazon Instant Video, but I'd have to pay a tenner for it. So, no to that.
Just
And
pirate the damn thing.
Yeah, that's it. I think I might have to pirate it. Because I'm not paying... I'm not going to buy the Blu-ray.
You tried.
I really tried, okay? I spent 2 minutes browsing. Did not find it. Was not prepared to pay for it.
I think that's fair. I know people that go... That step one is pirate. So...
And, see, that's just... They're not thinking of the children with that one.
Let's go back to... For the children. All right,
the
no, we're done. We're done with that bit.
With Tom and Joe. Nice and soft for the children.
I think you are allowed. That's like a get out of jail free card. Use it.
Because I try and pay for stuff now, Joe. Let me tell you. But I'm not going to buy... Because I can get the DVD for £6, which it's a DVD. Not even worth owning at this point. But the Blu-ray is going to cost me £9. And it's a film I don't like. So I'm not going to pay £9 for a film I don't like. It's absurd.
You could get a lot of things with £9. 3 Subway meal deals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're saying, you know.
No, I wouldn't pay £9.
That's a free Coke.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a Subway where they have two die, and if you get a double, they give you a free cookie?
No.
Yeah, the one I go to. At the till, if you roll a double, then they give you a cookie.
Are you just going in there with dice, rolling them, and then grabbing cookies?
Weighted die. I cheat the system.
Let's see if I'm stealing from you today.
I don't do that, but maybe next time.
You could be a new Batman villain with that. That's pretty rough.
What costume would I wear? There's a guy who wears a giant Subway costume. He's a giant Subway sandwich. I could maybe borrow that.
Or roll the dice to see if you're going to borrow it or just take it.
Wait, so I'm going to be Two-Face, basically.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rip-off. To die.
To die.
Not quite as catchy.
No.
But just as memorable.
But £9 isn't. Don't buy that.
No. Because I want to... because I was reading up online about the film, and most people do like it, and people have so I want to give it another chance.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a while.
It came out 2012.
But since you watched it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Because I saw it off. I didn't see it in the cinema. Not out of protest. I just didn't get around to it. I saw it after the fact, and then I think it was last Christmas or the Christmas before, or I was back home and my family had it on. I watched the first 20 minutes. I'm like, I can't. This sucks.
Can't even.
I could not even, not once.
Okay, right.
Because the first 20 minutes is them just chasing after a dumb cube, which is like, it's like, this is the Avengers. It's a 2.5 hour film. First 20 minutes is just chasing a dumb cube. It's like, who cares about the dumb cube? We know the bad guys are going to get it. Why are we having 20 minutes wasted on this? It's So I didn't watch it then.
Is it about my cube?
It's about... Ahoy, hoy.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, Joe. You're already with those Simpsons references.
So, I'm on the ball. So what are you going to do then?
Probably not watch it.
Oh, right, fair enough.
If it was on, I would even rent it if it was on Amazon. But just, it's 2.5 hours, and it's just oh, God. But I don't want to get annoyed about it again and go into the Avengers 2 being like, here's this and this and this. Because I should really watch it more than once before really complaining too much. I already have multiple times, and I still think it's not a good film, but I should give it another chance. I should do that.
It's all about your moral compass, really, Tom.
I know, I'm just too brilliant, some would say.
Well...
Not you, but I mean,
all right, yeah.
Somebody might, if I paid them enough.
Can I change the subject slightly, but still about films?
Okay.
There's not going to be much to say, especially if you haven't seen it, but there was a James Bond trailer.
Oh, yes.
Did you watch it?
You weren't here. Yeah, you weren't here for that.
Oh, did you talk about it?
Yeah, but Carol's wasn't interested.
Oh.
He was just saying how all the Bond films are the same, and I was like, you dirty, you Canadian bastard.
Well, it's kind of true, but that's the point.
Yeah.
We love them for it. So,
well,
yeah.
Just to sum up the conversation before you go into the trailer, I was saying how they're all the same, then I was saying how Casino Royale is my favourite, but it's a reboot in a way, and it changed a lot of stuff. And then he was like, well, how does that make any sense if the reason why they're good is if it's a tradition? And I was like, shut your face. Because they're just good, okay?
The wine came out, and
I was like, you don't know me. Yeah.
He started crying.
I'm hurting everyone around me, and that's hurting myself. I can't do it.
And then it turned into an intervention.
Exactly. We we got through to some stuff. Oh, that was a rough one.
Maybe a good thing that I missed some of that.
Well, I want to do that with you today. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, let's sort out Bond first.
Let's do the Bond thing.
So, what did you think of the Bond trailer?
I thought it was good. I think it is. I mean, obviously there wasn't too much to it.
No.
There's two things in note. First of all, that it's a direct sequel to Skyfall. That's the beginning of the trailer. Hey, Skyfall was pretty crazy. And then the second thing is that it looks exactly like Skyfall in terms of the lighting, the way it's shot. So I'm hoping it's not going to look and feel exactly the same as Skyfall, but it looks like that's where it's going at the moment.
I'll be honest, I did have that worry too. I don't know why it's a worry, because Skyfall was very well shot, and it's a good film, great film.
Yeah.
But there is something about it, you don't want it to be the same. Even if it would be really good, there's just something, you don't want it to be exactly like it.
Well, it's just the lighting and everything. I really like in all the shots in Shanghai, and the mood and the lighting of Bond being in the casino. Because they've done so many casino scenes in Bond, but that one felt very unique and different. And part of that was the way it looked, and that was awesome. It gave its own distinct thing.
Except for that stupid, dodgy CGI Komodo dragon.
You mean a real Komodo dragon?
No, that was the one thing I did not like about Skyfall.
A little touch-up in CGI, perhaps, yes.
There are a few things I didn't like, but that was the major one.
Yeah, but it still looked very nice.
Oh yeah, the actual casino did.
Made it stand out from just a normal casino. But then if we're just going to see that same lighting and mood in this film, yeah, no, bit different, please. Especially if it's called Spectra, right? Like you would hope it's everything that's kind of been building up to is that Bond still moving towards his roots. Because Casino Royale, I feel like rebooted a lot. And they've been slowly building up to Bond being traditional Bond again.
Yep.
And the ending of Skyfall was massively like jumping forward with that. So I was hoping that it, like Skyfall felt like a bit of a transition in a way. So this one, I don't want to have that same kind of feeling. Like this is more just based on like a feeling of the film. So I want Spectre to kind of have that more feeling like for older Bond films, which I don't think you could do with that specific lighting because it's so unique to Skyfall, and none of the older films look like that at all.
Right. Yeah, it needs to. It's. We've had enough of the getting there. Now we actually want it to start.
Yes.
We want the Bond to start. I agree. The couple of things I liked. Well, the first thing I didn't actually catch until someone mentioned it in a comment. And that is, I didn't realise that was Mr. White, the old guy.
Yeah.
I just did not realise. Maybe it's been a while since. Was he in Skyfall?
No, he was in Quantum of Solace.
And then he escaped.
Yeah, then he... I think it's like a post-credit thing that they actually show that Mr. White's still alive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to say, like, there's an extra scene in Quantum of Solace where it's like, yeah, he's still about.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, I think so too. Once the credits rolled, I was like, oh, thank God.
I'm out of here.
Let's move out, lads. I had enough of this.
Okay, so yeah, that thing I liked because it's a nice... It's linking all of them together. Which is not typical, so it's nice. But the one thing I really liked, and it's only a small thing, a lot of people they're gonna say, oh, it's Christoph Waltz and it's gonna be Blofeld, and that shot where he's at the table. That's good. It's looking good. But I loved the music because it reminded me of GoldenEye on 64.
Oh,
it was like if you go back and listen, it was like a ding 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 ding, and it was and it was really high pitched. I was like, yeah, that's GoldenEye, and that just made very nostalgic.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Go back and listen. You'll hopefully hear what I mean.
Yeah, because with trailers, I go for the once. I'm like, that looks good, and then I'm done. Because of, over analysis.
Yeah, screw all that. Yeah,
that's all messy. But I will watch it again just for the music. Because I guess I didn't really take it all in. I was just like, and that's all you need sometimes.
But yeah, good. I mean, it didn't show too much. It's fine.
Yeah.
I think I always with things I like, I'm going to try and limit how much I see of it. So. And if they're going to do 5 trailers by the time it comes out, maybe I'll probably skip a few of them.
Well, I think that was technically a teaser trailer.
It was, yeah.
Because they're still filming. So I'm assuming we'll get the teaser trailer, then we'll get the summer trailer, and then we'll get the launch trailer.
Did you see...
That's what I would assume.
The Mission Impossible had a teaser trailer to the trailer. But the trailer came out the day after. I don't understand what they're doing.
Wait, what was the teaser trailer for the trailer?
It was literally, I think it maybe had about 20 seconds less footage. I don't understand.
Oh, well, they do that all. They've done that for years. Like for the Super Bowl, that was a big one. Where in the Super Bowl they have big trailers, but then they'll have an advert saying, "Be sure to check out the Super Bowl," or the adverts. I think they even give the specific advert break, where it's like, be sure to check it in the third advert break for the new trailer for blah, 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 whatever. Terminator, I think, was the big one or whatever. So they've kind of been doing that for a while now.
I just thought it was it's all that hype.
Yes.
Stupid hype train. Jump on the hype train, everyone.
I don't want
to. No, I don't either.
Too expensive.
A little bit though, maybe. We're not first class. We're not that rich.
No.
Well, maybe you are. You've been on a few first classes. I know.
Not recently.
Oh.
I'm afraid.
No top up of your beverages.
No, just
No.
sitting there like a peasant.
Like a chump.
Yeah. Cry for Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of trailers though,
No.
unless there's any more Bond stuff
No.
that you
That's
want to
it.
get done. Because
Short,
there wasn't that much there.
There wasn't.
Like, it's going to be good, but we still got a long way to go.
It's one of those things we have to wait and see, but it's going to look good.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yup.
But yeah, speaking of trailers, so in the midst of all this, I want to watch the Avengers. I then started checking out stuff on The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because that's a film that I've always said that I've liked, but I know a lot of people don't like it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go on YouTube. I never do this sort of thing, and I'm just going to type in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 review and just see what people are thinking. Because I don't do that in general. Like, because I'm not that interested in a lot of big YouTubers or whatever. Not to insult any of them, but I'm just not that interested in that. So I just keep it to who I follow on Twitter, to my mates and whatever, and that's how I leave it. But I thought, you know what? There's obviously a lot of split decision in this film. I want to see how people feel.
Okay.
So I watched a few reviews of it. The first one, I can't remember the guy's name. It was like the top one. A minute in, I closed off of that. Because it was just quick editing. Guy being like, whoa, Spider-Man, pew, 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 pew. Just obviously I was like, okay, there's nothing here for me. There was nothing here for me, so I clicked off of that. The next one, I think it was a channel called Your Movies Aren't Good, or Your Movies Suck.
Good start.
Yeah, like that was the name of the channel.
Promising.
And it was a 26-minute video.
Oh, no.
And after 5 minutes, I clicked away.
No.
Because, I mean, I complained earlier about nerd culture. Rightfully so. I'm sure everyone would agree. But another part I don't like about nerd culture is that I do like some parts, but one part I don't like is the certain criticisms that people come up based on just like, well, that wouldn't happen. That sort of stuff. So in this review, he first like started off being like, this is a terrible film. Like, oh, somebody farted this one out. I'm like, oh, this is going to be...
Literally farted out.
Yeah, like, okay, he's clearly going to be rational and he's going to just explain how he feels. It's definitely not going to just be a stupid idiot about it. And then he was just saying, what made me click off was he was saying, oh, and then there's a scene where Spider-Man is, or Andrew Garfield or Peter Parker or whatever, he's sick and is in a store getting medicine. And then there's a robber. So he puts on the costume and then buys the medicine. But surely there's cameras and CCTV in that store. So couldn't the department guy or the guy that works there just look up and see who Spider-Man is? And I'm like, this is just...
I'm tempted
No.
to end the Skype call right now.
Oh, right.
I mean, I really am. Just from
Don't
that.
shoot the messenger, okay?
I know, but that was bad.
That was just like, oh, I hate when people like make those criticisms. You know what? Somebody like the Nostalgia Critic who plays a character and will watch a film, show the clips. I don't mind when they make those sort of things because it's more like a joke. You can see that it's more just like, oh, I don't think this film is that good, so I'm going to just like make fun of this. And they will actually turn it into a joke.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of reviewers or people on YouTube who review films who will actually make those criticisms, and even if they were trying to be funny, it just comes off as like, ugh, do you really think that? Are you really going to say that? And it doesn't seem like this guy was trying to play a character when he's breaking down the film. It was just straight up called like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 review, and it was just him talking about it. And it's just like, I can't, if you're going to make that sort of joke or point in here, then I'm just not interested in what you have to say. Like, he may have made some good points later on, but it's just like, I don't care. And then before then, he made a point saying, hey, there's a plane crash and somebody gets sucked out the window, but there's a laptop in the table and that doesn't get sucked out because it's significant to the plot. What's... it's just like, I just can't hear that sort of stuff. I just can't hear it. It just makes me too annoyed, and it's just like, really? You watched the film and, like, really? That's what stood out? That's what you're going to complain about? Like, ugh, just a waste of life. I felt like watching that.
I wish I could remember the quote, but I can't. So I was just it's the bit with the the nerds out of The Simpsons and hitting the xylophone twice, and it was a different note. It's that sort of
and
moan.
clearly in the same scene.
It's that type of criticism right there.
Yeah, where it's not a criticism. It's something that maybe they should have thought about, the people who make the film, a bit more, but it's not a criticism. Like, I can't imagine being someone who watches a film or TV or a game and that's what they're thinking. Like, I overheard someone... Do you know about Attack on Titan?
I know of it.
Okay, so very popular show. I like it. I really like it. A lot of people do. I think it has flaws and could be better, but I do overall really like it still. So I overheard a conversation. It was like, hey, yeah, it's like Attack on Titan. It's a really good show, but there's some things like, it could be better. And then it was like, there's one scene where people fire a load of cannons at someone, and the smoke takes like a few minutes to clear. And it's like, there's no way that cannon smoke would take that long to clear. I'm just like, do you actually think that?
Why? What? So this was in a video?
No, I just overheard this conversation.
Oh,
this is in
okay.
the real life.
Oh, right. Oh, that's...
So, okay, fair enough. If you want to point that out and be like, it's kind of dumb, fair enough. But if somebody asks you what you think of a show, and your answer is it's good, but, and then you bring up something as like minor and insignificant as like, yeah, the smoke takes a while to clear in that one scene, and it's just like, you're just it doesn't, no, it's just so annoying to hear, because I can't imagine, like, how do you like anything if that's what you're breaking down when you watch films? Like, it's no wonder why nerds have like a reputation of not liking stuff. It's because they make like the most minor not criticisms about stuff.
And the thing is, especially with films, I guess when they're reviewing them, are they actively looking for these types of things? Because I'm sure they didn't notice, for example, the laptop in the airplane. Did they notice that when I was watching it in the cinema?
I would think they would.
Really?
I would say they would. Yeah, some of them, like, someone like the Nostalgia Critic would be watching a film and trying to break it down and notice stuff and rewind whatever, but I think the impression I get is that most of these people do actually notice them. They may not notice all of them, but some of them stick out to them.
Well, that's worrying.
Yeah.
Worrying.
I may be wrong. I just get this feeling that there is a lot of people who watch films in that way, and that's what stands out to them, and that's what can ruin a film if there's too many of them.
Almost like well, no, not even continuity mistakes. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's things where maybe when they're writing the script. No, I don't know. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's just things where it's not to do with the characters, the plot, the visual style, the setting, the music. It's nothing to do with the actual film. It's just something in terms of real life logic being applied to these sort of situations, but then it's just like minor things. Like, there are some films where I think they can be valid criticisms. I think the discussions people had about Gravity were legitimate because of what that film wanted to be, which is like this cinematic experience, but all set in space, and it all tried to be very realistic to it. So when somebody takes that film and criticizes it for being like, okay, this isn't realistic, or that wouldn't happen, that sort of thing, or if somebody takes like an old historical film and they say, okay, that wouldn't happen, then that's fair. But when you go in and watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and something like that happens, you gotta just give it a little bit of like, you should just step back and enjoy it for what it is, because it's not trying to, maybe they should have thought about it more, sure, but that's not what it is.
There's a reason why it's called the suspension of disbelief. It's because you're supposed to not believe everything you see on the screen.
Yeah,
it's not meant to be realistic.
You're supposed to go in and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. That's not to say you can't think about a film and can't try and break it down, but you're supposed to just sit there and be like, okay, let's do it, rather than, well, that's not quite right. I mean, his hat was slightly to the left before that scene, and now it's moved, and did they even try with this film? I just can't hear it. I can't hear that sort of stuff.
And it must be... These people must go into the films. Well, maybe not. Maybe, like you say, it's just part of their character and they can't help but notice these things. But I would get the impression that they're actively going in and looking at these things, spotting these things, but maybe it's just like a second nature thing to them.
Yeah, I think it becomes a second nature. That some people are kind of like that. There's probably some people also seek out the stuff, but I think in general, just some people, just that's how they enjoy a film. They just
Weirdos.
Sit there. Yeah, these freaks of nature. I'm glad you said it before I did. I mean, that's
well, weirdos is less than freaks of nature. I'm just saying.
Oh, right.
Yours is a bit stronger than mine.
Well, fair enough. I'll give you that one. That's fine.
Good. Go after him, not me.
Yeah. No.
Pitchfork.
No. I'm lovely, I swear. But yeah, so then I watched a couple more. I mean, I don't have too much to say about the other ones. One of them was just... I mean, these were all the first list. So obviously these are guys who are very popular and, you know...
Did you find a good one?
Yeah, the next one I watched was pretty good. It was just like a 9-minute video. It was just the guy sitting there. There was the cuts, but there was no wacky editing. It was just cutting to make it more concise and flow together a bit better. And he, you know, I didn't agree with everything he said, but he said, you know, he wasn't just like, this movie sucks. He was just like, hey, I like the Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker stuff. Felt like the ending moment was big, and then, you know, there's obviously had problems with the film. But I thought that was a good one. Chris something or other, he was called.
Great shout out there.
Chris, what was his name? I can't remember his name. He doesn't need a shout out from me, but I thought he did a good review. And one of the things he said about the film is that how it seemed like Sony put a lot of their hands in there and kind of messed with the film and didn't let Mark Webb do what he did. And I was like, hey, yeah, that makes sense. Because he said how the trailers gave away too much, the ending could have been a lot darker, but they had to make it, you know, whatever. So that review, I actually sat there and just was like, yeah, okay, a lot of good points. And I think the next one I watched was Black Nerd Comedy, which I didn't watch all of. Because I was just, ugh. For some reason, he just slightly zooms in sometimes. Or in that video, I don't know why, but it'll be like a slight zoom in. Like there's some videos where it's annoying editing to really zoom in a lot when you're talking or just trying to explain something, but like you can understand why they do it. They're like, whoa, zoomed in, like, brr, brr, brr. But he was just like kind of talking and just sometimes on a line just zoom in a little bit, just a little bit. His face is just a little bigger, and I'm just like, why is that happening?
Well, you know why that's happening, don't you?
Well, he must have made a mistake with his editing software.
It's anything they can do to keep people's eyes interested.
Yeah, I guess that's
because what they're saying might be terrible. It's like putting a little toy in front of a cat. It's like, look at this, look, ooh, ooh, and it's trying to paw away at it. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Lazy, in other words.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, what's his name again? Chris. No, that's the other one.
No, Black Nerd Comedy.
Black Nerd Comedy. I'm sorry, Black Nerd Comedy, but lazy.
Yeah, because the Chris video had a lot of views, but the Black Nerd Comedy one had more. But the Chris one was just like a guy talking about a film that he had some opinions on. And then the Black Nerd Comedy was that, but he just did stuff where it's just... Sometimes he would... Like, it just wasn't funny. I just do this sometimes, as you know, Joe. I watch these YouTube videos, and I'm just like, this isn't funny. Is this really what YouTube is? I can't believe it. And then it's just like, close it and try and move on.
Did you leave a comment?
I did not.
Oh.
I only leave a comment if I actually watch all of the video.
Oh, that's right. You didn't watch all of it. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of clicked away after 5 minutes. Because he's like, ugh, I don't know. I just don't like the vlogs, I guess, in general. And I guess he wasn't really reviewing it, he was just doing a vlog about the film. It said review in the title, but really he was just vlogging about it. Because he mentioned that he saw it on a plane or whatever, and was like, oh, there's a plane crash, waka waka. So really that was a vlog, and I don't like vlogs, I like reviews.
Yeah, they're very different.
Yeah, very different. So that was just straight up a vlog.
Do
you watch any vlogs? Can I ask?
I'll let you into a little secret right here.
Oh.
I have watched a couple of vlogs, and it's... Why am I saying this? The channel's called Viviana Does Makeup. Right?
Okay. All right.
And so, as the name suggests, her channel is mainly about makeup reviews and what she's wearing this way. But she does these weekly reviews. And
how do you spell
just Vivi? Viviana. Anna. I don't watch them. I'm not subscribed. I'm not consistent. I'm just going to say that now. But I don't know what. I think it must have been. I don't know why it came up, but it did. And I watched the vlog, and it's edited well and nice, happy music. And I think she was talking about she's running a marathon. I got into it. I'll be honest. I was semi-interested in her life and slightly jealous as well, because she seems to go to France and Spain and all these other places far too often as a holiday. And I have watched a few of her vlogs. I will hold my hands up right now.
Did you watch the wavy hair tutorial?
I haven't seen that one yet. That's on my watch later list.
That's watch later. My evening detox routine.
Well, of course I've. What do you think?
A rather large US beauty haul. Whoa.
Oh.
My top 5 healthy-ish eating tips. So she's being a bit self-deprecating there, but it's still helpful.
We can moan about all this. I've just moaned about how they do these techniques to make you keep watching, but it still works on me. I can moan about it, but it still works. Yeah, she does these little happy things with the titles and the screen, and I don't know, little montages she makes. It keeps me watching.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably helps that she's a lovely lady.
She's a lovely gal. Yeah.
Lovely broad.
Broad, what are we, 1920s now? That broad over there.
A fine dame.
Show me some of that ankle.
Let's see it.
Do you watch any vlogs? Moving away from that?
No, I don't.
Oh, you should watch her.
Again, it's just... maybe watch later. Hello. 3,000 subscribers. Add another one to that. No, it's the... I don't think people are that interesting, really. Or just straight up talking to a camera. It's
That's
not that
bad.
people aren't...
Yeah, I don't like those ones.
Yeah, it's not that people aren't interesting. It's more just, when you do it in that way, when you have a camera pointed at you and like, hey, how's it going? It's like... Because when they do it like that, or when someone on YouTube is like that, it really feels like they think they're really interesting. Mm-hmm. And then because a ton of people subscribe, usually because they're a lovely lady.
Well, it doesn't help that it's not rocket science that they're all usually very attractive women or men. Women subscribe to. It's quite obvious why. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just they're using all those techniques of just all the stuff we've already talked, zooming in for no reason, a lot of jump cuts. And just like loud music as well and all that kind of stuff. It's so obvious. And when you don't find that person interesting to begin with, and when it, like to me, when it feels like they think they're really interesting just based on them talking into a camera, that is instantly off-putting. Like instantly like, no, I don't.
It just screams, like me. Like me, please.
I'm sure you're a nice person. Like if I saw you in a... party or what? I don't go to parties anymore, but if I saw you, I'd be like, hey, how's it going?
Small talk,
yeah, but otherwise I'm not gonna watch you every day, like 10 minutes of you like, hey, I'm not gonna watch that. And it's weird because people are interested in it, but there's a lot of people who start off doing something like LPing or whatever and then move over to that and people really get into it. Like, they really get into it. But I guess it's easy to make that transition because if you're listening to someone talk and you've listened to them talk hours and hours, days and days on end, to hear about their life, that can be interesting to people. I mean, there's no one that I would check out in that way, but...
Oh, I'll tell you who else I used to watch then. Don't watch it anymore, but I did used to watch, do you know Shay Carl? He's vlogged his family for about 4 years now.
Shane Carl?
Shay Carl.
Shay Carl.
Well, I think his YouTube channel's called Shay Tards.
Right. Okay.
But he's pretty big. I think he's part of Maker Studios. Is that the one that got bought by Disney? I think Maker was bought by Disney.
I don't know.
His is interesting because he was really fat. No, wait, let me finish.
I'm with you, Joe. I know what you're saying.
And he lost lots of weight, and it was cool to see his life, literally his life improve when he lost weight. That was really cool, interesting to see through the medium of YouTube.
Sure.
I think he's still going. So yeah, I think, and again, his isn't face to camera. His is what he does throughout the day, which is the ones I can watch more often. But really, you've got to have an interesting life, which most people don't have.
Sure.
They just don't. I'm sorry. Most people they just have a life.
Unlike us, Joe. Right?
I'd be terrible at vlogging.
Oh.
Mine would be, went to work today, came back and recorded an episode, The Dig. Now I'm making the vlog. Hey! Like, comment, subscribe. Click here and click there for another random video. And oh, God.
Well, that's the brilliance of it, right? Like where most people, like you said, most people don't have an interesting life or not to make regular content out of.
That's every day.
But they make it. They twist it. They know how to present themselves where people would be interested in that.
Yeah.
Where there's some people just genuine, like, here's me and whatever, and they're interesting. And then there's people who know how to present themselves as interesting.
Yes.
And that's the brilliance of it. And that's what is frustrating about it at the same time. But that's how they do it. Like, that's the talent. The talent is presenting yourself, not having an interesting life.
So I could do it, but I'd need some fancy editing tricks. I'd also need some fairy lights behind me.
Oh, yes.
They always have fairy lights behind them.
Love it.
I'd need one of those circular lights that they have in front of their face to make them look lovely.
Sure.
Some nice front lighting. What else do they have? It's the fairy lights. They really do have a lot of fairy lights in vlogs.
That's all you need. That's obvious.
Yeah.
What about a pet?
I think a cat would score you lots of internet points.
Because even if you have a boring day, hello, here's Mittens.
Fluffy, yeah.
What have you been doing today, eh? That's instant. Everyone loves a cat.
Yeah. Okay, I'm allergic to them, but I'll get a cat.
That's fine.
A red face with eyes watering or blotches.
Hey, guys.
There's a cat though. Like, comment, subscribe.
Cool help. I'm dying.
And yet I still managed to upload it. And
You just,
do it.
You just pass out and somehow your head on the keyboard just uploads it.
My last click is upload. Yeah.
Just on your gravestone, Joe died making a vlog with a cat.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like and subscribe for more.
There you go. There's my tombstone sorted.
I need that on my tombstone. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. That's too perfect.
That's a good joke, that.
That is.
Yeah.
Thinking man's joke.
Yeah, I have to keep that for some witty banter at some point.
Oh. Yeah, so if I die, right?
Yes.
Like soon, let this be my will. That's all I ask for. That's all I want.
They're going to have to skip through a lot of crap to get to that part. But okay.
A lot of gold, Joe.
A lot of gold,
Excuse
Sorry,
me.
gold.
If you made it through the Spider-Man follows and me trying to watch the Avengers nonsense.
And Viviana does makeup.
And Viviana does makeup. A massive plug for her.
Yes,
Lucky her.
Yeah.
Then get that done, please.
Great.
Oh, God. Alright. So there was a Nintendo Direct, but I feel like because it's a week or so old now, can't really break it down too much.
Someone from Earthbound, or is it Mother?
Yes,
3.
Well, it's Mother 3.
Oh, okay. See, I know these things. I watched it.
Yeah, you're on top.
200cc Mario Kart as this anime-looking game thing, and then something else. Thank you.
I was going to sum it up, but you did a wonderful job.
About 3 of the games look the same to me, so I can't help too much.
Okay, 3 of the games.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
There's 2. You can pick 2 ways of doing it.
I know. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm a Nintendo fanboy now.
Bloody Nintentard over here.
Oh.
Jeez.
Not that again.
It's back.
Oh.
But no, so it was a good direct. I really want those Yarn Yoshi amiibos. I'm back in with the amiibos, Joe. I'm back in.
I saw the tweet.
I'm not going to be collecting all of them, but I have to get those fuzzy Yoshi ones. I just have to do it. I don't need you to understand. I just need you to let me do this.
Have you seen the Series 2 of The Simpsons Lego?
No? Is that been released?
There's a Series 2 coming, yeah. Images and everything. Frink.
Frink?
No Mo, though. Still no Mo.
Well, if there's no Mo, there's no Tom. That's what I'm saying. And
well,
no Joe either.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to fall for it this time.
No?
Because they've got Simpsons Sunday Best now.
What's that?
Oh, it's the Simpsons, but just in their Sunday church clothes.
Ah.
I don't really care for that.
They didn't run out of characters, though.
They haven't run out. No,
they
that's
didn't
the thing.
run out.
I'm sorry, though. I'm interrupting on Nintendo stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. There wasn't much. The Yoshis... I mean, I'm looking forward to the Mario Kart, because I brought the DLC ages ago and got the first pack, and now there's a new pack coming out, but it's all paid for. It's amazing. I'm going to get a ton of tracks. Mario Kart 8 is one of my favourite games of the generation, as I said in the end of year podcast. So that's going to be awesome to get back into that. The new Wii U Shin Tensei, whatever, versus Fire Emblem, that's probably going to be good. I don't know. I don't have much to say. I guess the N64 DS games are cool. There's like 4 of them are already out in Europe. They just released 4. I really do like that. That Nintendo just... You're guaranteed with a Nintendo Direct that something will be released right after it. Even if it's nothing major, it's always something. So I think that was nice. You know what? That bloody cow's crazy, let me tell you. I was all like, hey, you should do an hour podcast. I said this on the podcast before his podcast. I'm saying podcast a lot, but that's okay. And then the week he says, I'm going to do a solo one, it's the week that a Nintendo Direct happens. He got so lucky, let me tell you. I would have been good anyway, and I liked it. But he got a Nintendo Direct. That's gold. That's podcast gold. Whenever a Nintendo Direct happens, I don't worry about it, because I can stretch that out over 2 hours, no problem. And he got to do that.
Well done. Great.
I know.
There'll be another one. How often do they do them?
Once every, 3 months, I want to say.
Oh, actually, okay.
Maybe 2. I don't know if there's going to be one before E3, but there'll be one at E3, so... There probably won't be one, actually, before then.
Well, I think it's nice, though. That's good. That he had that opportunity.
Yes. So, Joe, you're doing it next week, by the way. We agreed.
It's literally going to be Simpsons and Roger Moore. Literally an hour and a half of that. And biscuits.
And, you can talk about your biscuits.
Yeah, I can. And I will.
You can be the Crumbly Biscuits Hour.
I'll tell you what biscuits I tried yesterday.
Oh, go on.
They were reduced at the local... Well, not even the local. I was around somewhere different. But the Co-op. And they were Cadbury's Cream Egg Biscuits. Ew. It was almost like a penguin bar. Round, with the goo, the cream egg goo in it.
Wait, so what's the difference between this and an actual cream egg?
Well, it's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit.
It had a biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit base.
Buttery biscuit base crunch to it with the goo in the middle. Gotta say, slightly disappointed.
Yeah, that sounds quite gross.
Doesn't work.
That's
it, really.
I don't like the cream eggs, right?
Okay.
No, we'll get into this, Joe.
Alright, fine.
I don't really like cream eggs, but I know the appeal is that you got the delicious dairy milk, but then you get the whole...
Sugar.
A ton of it. Yeah, you get a sugar thing inside, sugar, lovely. But if you're going to have that in a biscuit, you're not going to get that. You're just going to get a thin layer of it.
It was a very small amount.
Yeah, and that just won't do.
It really won't. I'm not getting it again.
You're not going to... You can't compete with the custard cream with that nonsense.
Now I know. They will not be in next week's podcast.
Cancelled.
I have to look for a different biscuit.
I hope they release a new biscuit next week. Or I'm screwed.
Right, so we have the think of the children section for the children. We also have
for the children
the biscuit section as well.
Yeah, there we go. We might actually get some more structure to the podcast again.
Yeah, I need to think of a jingle and I'll send it to you.
What, for the biscuits or for the children?
Both.
I like biscuits. They're really nice. Let's talk about them on the podcast.
That was terrible.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to say amazing, and then you said terrible.
No, that was bad. I'll do something better.
Okay, add some clicks in.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Clicks don't fix things like that. No.
Ooh, biscuits.
Saxophone solo.
Baker Street. Just put Baker Street in there.
Yeah. What's that have to do with biscuits? Nothing.
It's Baker Street, whatever.
Baker, biscuits, done.
Baker Biscuit Street. Done. Alright, let's end this off. Let's end this hype train wreck off.
Are we doing video stuff?
What do you mean?
Well, you usually say, what have you done with your channel, Joe?
Oh, you want to do it this week? Usually I have to ask, but this I got some stuff in the works.
I only wanted to do it for this week because of one video.
Alright, we're ending this off.
Oh, screw you.
Goodbye, everybody. No, go on.
Because I used one of your videos as research.
My videos?
Yes.
How not to do it?
Well, I watched your Big Willy Unleashed review.
Yeah.
Way back when. Because I did an April Fool's video.
You bastard! I knew you did! I recognised some of those points you made.
Yeah, of course I did.
I was like, he came up with that, the camera behind the head, pretty darn quick.
Yeah, no, that's straight from your video.
It is!
I thought that would... Anyway, yeah, so I April Fooled that, and yeah, Tom, I did watch yours for... I think there was maybe... Well, the voice acting was quite obvious, it wasn't the same. But it was that laziness for the camera behind the head, which, yeah, I was like, that's a really good point. I'm going to use that. I like it.
Yeah, I did notice that. Although you didn't... I said the motion controls were okay, but I guess you only played it for 20 minutes and didn't get used to them.
No, and
also you
don't
don't
play
play Wii
up.
games.
And I hammed it up as well. Because it was all April Fools. And I'm fully expecting quite a few downvotes for that because...
Because you ripped off my video.
I ripped off your video. I didn't even, shout out to that, which is pretty rude of me. And it's got more views than any other of my videos because I think people type in "Let's play Big Willy Unleashed" and they're going to see that and nope.
Yeah, you presented it as like, here it is.
No,
you got the thumbnail, you got the title, you got the description. Like, there's no way you could tell unless you either A, knew that you've said multiple times there's no way, B, see that was uploaded on April 1st, or C, just watch the video.
Yeah, I've shot myself in the foot there, but I love it. It's fun. That's what I've been doing since
Thieving.
2 weeks ago. Being annoying.
Thieving.
Being annoying.
Because I've already done that sort of video anyway, so I was like, unbelievable.
Didn't you do it for Colonial Marines?
No.
Was that
Yes.
not?
Yes, I did.
I thought you did.
But that wasn't a...
That was
actual...
for Proto Mario, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was... God, yeah, that was. That was when he hit like 100,000 subs, something crazy like that. Mm-hmm. But that was very much like that, I started halfway through the game sort of deal.
Okay.
So that was very blatant. But I did that before then, and the Alien Colonial Marines video was inspired by the original video, which was Let's Play Sonic 06 Part 1.
Ah.
And I didn't do that on April Fool's. That was, I finished the Let's Play, and I knew I was going to go into the next one, which was Pokemon Soul Silver. So I was like, I haven't announced it, so I'll just upload Sonic 06 Part 1, and then have that be that. Although my video didn't end in the storm out, which I think did make it. And it also didn't end in the curb music, which was so out of nowhere.
You know where I got that from?
Oh,
what? Family Guy. It's where I was looking for ages in the Blue Harvest episodes, but it wasn't. It was just from a normal episode where when they're training for to do the battle, the Death Star and the thing, and Luke says something, and he's like pulls him aside and says, "Hey, you've really showed me up there," and then it kind of cuts to Luke zooming in slowly with the music. I needed that. I needed that sort of pathetic sounding, like, oh, this is all over. Yes, there you go.
That music is so good.
It's a really good tune, isn't it?
Have you not watched Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I have watched some.
Oh, all right, that's a great show.
It was pretty funny.
That's where it comes from. Just at the end of the episode, Larry, whoa.
Yeah, is that uh-oh?
Like the one when everyone thinks he's a paedophile. Whoa.
That's a good tune.
That's a grim one.
Oh.
Have you seen that one?
No.
I won't explain it. It's a bit grim.
I watched. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's even before I started watching a bit of Seinfeld, so a long time ago.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes. Anyway, so you've been doing some thieving, and that's fine.
Yep.
But on my channel, actually,
Yeah,
no, there's other
things have
stuff going
changed a lot.
on your channel as well.
No, not really.
Oh.
The dig's still going. Point and
Yeah,
click.
you did the update saying that stuff's going to happen.
Oh, right, yeah. Going back to 2 Let's Plays. Yes, and I thank you for your suggestion, Tom.
Yep. I'm glad.
I haven't replied yet to the comments, but when I see yours, you will get a reply.
Yes.
It'll be something snarky.
Oh,
I will
can't
do
even
some.
believe it.
I will do a Google search, but I don't think that game exists for a. What was it? It was a skateboarding.
Some sort of stealth skateboarding game.
Stealth skateboarding. Yes, of
Preferably.
course. Yes.
That would be great.
I will look into that and also genres that people have suggested.
Sure.
For Let's Plays.
Cool. So for me, this guy, same old Mario Bros. 3 and Spider-Man Web of Shadows Amazing Allies Edition. Yeah, they're going pretty good. Although,
It's not same old for me, because this is the first podcast I've been in since you started them.
Oh, right.
So I'll say this first. I'm very much liking the Mario Brothers 3.
Yay.
However,
which
one did you pick first to do?
it was Spider-Man was first.
Right, okay. And it's not difficult to tell because you say it multiple times that you don't like that game. It's not a great game.
Sure.
So, and hence why there's a bit of moaning. Fair enough.
Bit of moaning.
Did you pick Super Mario Brothers to sort of balance out then? Because you don't like that one so much, you have to pick a game you really like.
No.
No, was that not your thought process?
It was more I really wanted to do a Nintendo game because I hadn't done one in a while. I couldn't really pick one that would be perfect to do. So I was like, well, Super Mario Bros. 3 is a great game. I'll do that.
Okay.
Because usually I do pick games I really like. It's just... It's been a while since I've done a game I don't.
They make a very nice yin and yang together where it's, oh, I love this game, and you go to the other video, oh, this game sucks.
Oh, what did they do?
They really are opposite ends of the spectrum.
Although the most recent part of Spider-Man, I had a great time.
Did you?
I was laughing for most of that. It's hilarious. Because the good thing about Spider-Man is that I do it in post. So I'm not actually playing it. If I was actually playing it, I'll be like, I'm so bored. This is so annoying. This is dumb, I hate it. But because it's in post, I can look back and be like, this is so dumb, I hate it. It's oh god. So that can be enjoyable sometimes.
Good.
But yeah, so with the next review, I was away over Easter. So it's been delayed. It should have been this Saturday, but it's going to take me another week of doing it. And even then, it might be another thing, but whatever, I'll get to it. It's because the game I'm playing, I like it or whatever. But there's no particular drive to be like, it wasn't one of those where I was like, I can't wait to review this game, or I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's just kind of like a game that I have sitting around that I'm going to review, just to review it.
Okay. Hence,
so something a bit different because I wanted to do Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3, and I had to import it, and I had to buy something to play. To play imported games on. Then I had to get my Wii out. Then I had to get my GameCube controller and my memory card out. And then I couldn't find my Wii component cable, so I can't record it. But I have everything else. So I'm doing something else instead, but hopefully I can find that cable or buy a new one. Then I can get around to doing Thai 3.
I wish I had that cable.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't. And then the Wii looks crap.
Oh.
Sorry, that's got nothing to do with anything.
Well, it's sad news.
Yeah.
I wish I had that cable too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I think it's in my old HD PVR, which I don't have around anymore. That would make sense.
Hmm.
And then at some point, Jackie Chan Adventures, of course.
Well, you know what? I didn't bring it up because I don't think it's ever happening. I think it's like Half-Life 3.
It's going to happen.
No, it's Half-Life 3.
No, it'll come before then.
No.
There was something I had to buy before I did this review, so I now have it, so I can actually do it. So after this game, after the game I'm doing at the moment, and then Ty, it will then be Jackie Chan.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
A summer release we're aiming for here at Honest Tom 23 Studios.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In my dreams.
In your dreams.
In my dreams.
Well, anyway, any last thoughts before we end this one off?
I really should make that picture of Roger Moore bigger.
Huh? Okay.
Nice callback to the beginning of the podcast there.
I know, that's very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Nice circular fashion.
You still have your skills.
Yeah.
Not rusty.
No.
Anyway, we'll see you. Well, thanks for being here, Joe.
Thank you.
For once. And we will see you next week.
See ya.